Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today let's talk about the new things that are coming to Dreamlight Valley. So first of all, it looks like in February we will be getting Mirabelle possibly from Encanto. And I'm super excited. That probably means that we will get the house from the movie, I'm assuming and hoping. I think Mirabelle is an amazing character and I think it'll be really fun interacting with her. Also, it looks like later this year we are also going to finally find out the mystery of the pumpkin house, which I'm honestly excited because I'm like, who could it be? It does look more and more like it will be the fairy godmother. And also there's a screenshot of the announcement from Disney Dreamlight Valley that shows a silhouette in the window of the pumpkin house, and it looks like a kind of pointy hat or pointy hood, like the fairy godmother has. In addition, we are also going to get multiplayer later this year. Very exciting. I know myself and some other friends of mine that play Dreamlight Valley have said this game would be 10 times more fun even with the ability to play together. So I'm super excited to see that. So anyway, that is what I am excited about seeing, and I hope y'all are excited as well if you play this game. I wanted to catch y'all up to speed on what I'm doing today. I'm still working with Minnie Mouse on her quest, and I also, in my free time, I leveled up Moana to level 10, and I got this beautiful dress from her, as well as her pet pig. I believe the name is Pua. I'm probably saying it wrong. The cutest little, sweetest little pig that follows you around everywhere. So now I have that unlocked, and I have this gorgeous dress from Moana, and I absolutely love it. It's so pretty. I've been wearing it for like 2 in-game days now. It's honestly one of the prettiest dresses I have. I've been checking the stores a lot lately, and I haven't honestly seen a lot that I want. I know that it has the tangled lanterns right there. The suspension bed is cool. I have been waiting for more outfits from movies that I like. And lately, there have been outfits in the windows, but not from movies that I'm super into, or, you know, I think they had the outfit that Yes wore, isn't that her name, from Wreck-It Ralph, Breaks the Internet, and I it looked gorgeous on her, but I don't feel like I could pull it off, and it's not my thing. But anyway, so I did the infamous, like, clock tower BS that everyone I know who plays this game has been very much not happy about, because of the amount of resources you need for it, specifically iron. So yeah, I did that off camera. It took me about all night, actually. It took me about all night to get everything I needed, and the clay also, because I hadn't been saving clay. Luckily, I always save stone, so I had all the stone I needed for it right off the bat, but yeah. And like, I understand what people are saying, that it's a pain in the butt, but literally, I just dug up every area of the Glade of Trust, and I was able to get all the clay that I needed. I didn't even have a digging buddy with me. Like, I had a buddy with me who was a gardening buddy. It may have even been Minnie or someone else. I can't remember now. But anyway, I did that challenge, and it's done. And so the last one that Minnie has is the club renewal, and we are currently working on that. So I'm also up here trying to get some stuff done. And they're like, well, if you need to go to the Glade of Trust and get stuff, why are you up here? I am doing what everyone has been telling me to do. Everyone has been saying, if you want to make money in this game, don't bother, catching a crap ton of fish, selling all the gems you can find. You're just going to wind up not even making that much. Literally just buy pumpkins, don't do anything else. And I was like, okay, well, how good can these pumpkins be? Because I'm like, I'm selling pumpkins. Like, it can't be that much more valuable than anything else I've grown. Like, really, I feel like this is a waste of time. So I did it yesterday, and needless to say, I'm shutting my mouth now, and I'm listening from now on when a lot of people are telling me something. Anyway, yeah, I found out very quickly that pumpkins, most definitely are more profitable than spending hours mining gems, or hours fishing, or hours making dishes and selling cooked items. Yeah, I've learned the hard way now. It's crazy to me that you can mine so many precious gems and really not make much. Like, I've spent one day, I think I've told you all, I've spent one day fully doing nothing but mining and still barely made a profit. And I had my entire inventory full of just gems, and it was crazy how little money I made. I was like, wow, for this many, wow. It's funny to me that pumpkins are more profitable than selling quite literal gemstones, but needless to say, it's a life hack in this game that I am not going to overlook. If the way to make money is to sell pumpkins, I will be the pumpkin queen. I will be selling a lot of pumpkins. What do y'all think? Have y'all tried the pumpkin method of earning money, or are you like, I'll stick to the methods I like? I've also noticed that the anglerfish that you can only get from the Forgotten Lands is very, very expensive. It seems like all the high dollar stuff is in the Forgotten Lands, which makes sense to me, because it was the last biome I unlocked out of all the other biomes. It just seems to have the fanciest stuff available. But anyway, it's super cool, and I'm excited to see what the deal is with Forgotten Lands, like why we have like weird green fire everywhere, what it means, and also the crystal shards that you get from the rocks up there. I haven't quite figured out what they're for. I think it's just for upgrading your pickaxe or something. I haven't really dabbled with the elixirs that much, except for the growing elixir that you put on your watering can, and I've also used the fishing one a little bit too. And then obviously when Merlin first gives you all of those elixirs, I used all of them because I didn't know what the heck they were for. I was like, alright, I'll just put all of them on. I didn't realize, maybe I should save these. That thought did not enter my head, and now I'm like, I should not have used all that whatsoever. So anyway, here I am tending to my pumpkins. You probably are like, why do you have all these pumpkins spread out throughout the entire valley? I will tell you, my brain is very weird. I think of games that simulate life as life, and I don't like to completely decorate everything and strip everything away, trees, like all the natural stuff away. I like to leave things, looking nice, but also not cover everything up. And also, I just kind of feel like all the biomes should have their own gardens, because my headspace is like, well, I mean, all these characters live in different parts of the biomes. There should be gardens for everyone, so everyone has food, blah, 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 blah. I know, completely crazy because they're animated characters on the screen, but like, that's how my funny little brain works. It's like, everyone needs a garden. I'll just make community gardens in all the biomes so everyone has food. Yeah, that is why I'm torturing myself, and instead of doing the nice layout like I've seen some people do, where they have an entire section of Dreamlight Valley, just rows and rows and rows and rows of the crops that they're growing, and then like lines of cherry trees, gooseberry bushes, raspberry bushes, like all in perfect neat little rows with like nice paved roads and hedges in between, and it looks gorgeous. But I don't know, I'm not a very industrial girly. Like, I'm not really into it. It's not my thing. I like to keep things small and simplistic, and I like to keep things the way that I feel in my head nature should look. And I'm not dissing anyone that likes to decorate. Like, obviously it's a game. You do whatever you want. But I have a very weird brain. And my very weird brain likes to interpret games as reality. Like, you should really keep things the way they are. Let's preserve nature. And I'm like, okay, let's do that. So yeah, that's a little peek into my weird obsession with trying to keep things, like, still pretty, but maybe not, like, clutter it to the point that nothing spawns, and, like, I don't know. I overthink things in life and in games, but at least when I'm overthinking things in games, it's not stuff that's, like, hurtful or harmful. I also want to get more of those pillars that you see, the dream ones. They're so pretty. And I want to place it on either side of that staircase. So right now, all I'm trying to work on is getting these damn pumpkins ready, because I am now officially a full-time pumpkin farmer. Like, the amount of money I make in one sale at Goofy's stall is crazy. I don't know if any of y'all have done the pumpkin trades yet, but if you've grown pumpkins and you've traded like 50 of them at a time, the amount of money you make from just 50 pumpkins is crazy to me. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it because I'm so used to, like, scrounging in this game for every little morsel of money, and, like, normally I barely even have 20,000. And I'll go to Scrooge's and there'll be, like, a gorgeous dress or something I really want, and it's like 40,000. And I'm like, holy crap, I can't afford that. Just like real life. Just like real life. Also, so there's one detail I forgot to mention when we were talking about updates to Dreamlight Valley. In the teasers that Dreamlight Valley has left for us as to what's coming this year in 2023, they also said in the same post a little cryptic message saying a princess will come racing across the Forgotten Lands, I believe it was. But a lot of people seem to be speculating that a princess racing means Vanellope von Schweetz, which I kind of tend to agree, because the way that they worded it didn't sound like running. It sounded like quite literally a race car. I would like to say it's Cinderella because she was racing against the clock. It would be in keeping with if the fairy godmother is inside the pumpkin house, but I tend to lean with the idea that it's probably Vanellope. And I think that's really cool. There's also been a ton of Wreck-It Ralph stuff in Scrooge's store lately, so I think that just further confirms, at least in my mind, that it's probably her. So, those are some characters that we're going to be getting this year, it looks like, from Disney. They've, pretty much confirmed absolutely Mirabelle's going to be in the game, at least from the wording of the post that they made. And then it sounds like Vanellope, and it sounds like maybe Fairy Godmother. So those are some awesome new additions to the Valley, and I think that we'll really enjoy seeing them. And me personally, I don't know how I feel about Fairy Godmother. I have not watched Cinderella, truthfully, since I was a little girl. So maybe it'll be cool to see her character again after so many years of my childhood being gone. But anyway, that is what I think. I wonder also if any of the Pinocchio characters are going to come to Dreamlight Valley. I am curious. It wasn't a movie that I loved. I was terrified of Pinocchio because of the whale. I think out of all the kids' movies I watched when I was little, that whale from Pinocchio absolutely terrified me. I was so scared of it. Its name was Monstro, and I was so afraid of the ocean after that. Terrified. But I will say the blue fairy from that Pinocchio movie, she was gorgeous. Like, if they brought the blue fairy to Dreamlight Valley, I would be in love with her. Truly, she is an icon. I freaking love the blue fairy. She's amazing. I don't know how I'd feel about having Pinocchio in the Valley. I've kind of just resigned myself to it is a Disney game. There are going to be Disney characters. I'm not gonna like all those characters, and that's fine because they weren't all put in the game just for me. There's gonna be other people that are absolutely over the moon that those characters are in the game. And I feel like the community around Dreamlight Valley needs to remember that. I see a lot of people, when characters get announced, get angry and upset. And it's so childish to me. I know it's, a child-centered game for us adults, but it's silly to me because it's on the idea that this game was curated specifically for you and your childhood when it wasn't. This game was curated for everyone. So there's going to be so many different characters from so many different movies. And not all of those characters are going to be ones you like. There are characters that are in the game that I never liked. I never was into Toy Story. I never liked it. I never understood it. I never was a fan. I do understand the themes of the movie, don't get me wrong. I think it's a beautiful idea. But I truthfully didn't really enjoy those movies as a kid very much. I don't know why. I really don't. I just didn't. And I wasn't a huge fan of all the characters either. It never clicked with me. So, but I don't mind them being in the valley. Like, just because I'm not a huge fan of them doesn't mean that someone isn't absolutely over the moon that Buzz and Woody are in this, and probably are so overjoyed that characters from their childhood are now in a game they're playing as an adult. And I think that's beautiful. Also makes me really sad because those movies came out in the early 2000s, and now all of those kids who grew up with that movie, the first movie and the other movies, are now old enough to own the game and probably are old enough to drink and drive. So, oh god, I just knocked over Woody. Speak of the devil. Oh my god, I'm an awful person. I'm just gonna keep walking, pretend like I didn't see anything. That was awful. I can't believe I just did that. Oh my god, that's embarrassing. I can't believe I just ran over a poor defenseless little character. Jeez. Oh, my pumpkins are ready though. Not to switch topic. Okay, so y'all are gonna see, I'm gonna sell these here in a minute. I'm gonna sell these. Minnie's currently my garden helper, so I get more pumpkins having her with me. And we're gonna pick all of these pumpkins and then see how much money we made. I'm so excited. Oh, there's Pua, look. See, you can actually see the little pig in frame. So cute. I can't remember if Pua is a he or she. I need to look that up. And if I am mispronouncing it, please correct me. I know that I'm not the best with names, especially ones I've never heard before, and I do want to be correct. I didn't honestly think before I started recording this to look up how to say the name, because it wasn't something I thought of and I should have. So that's on me. But anyway, and that was a decent size amount of pumpkins, so I'm super happy with that. And I would just say, if you're going to do pumpkin trading, if you're not already, if you're newer than I am, sorry, I keep yawning. It's way past my bedtime, but this was the only time I had to record, so I'm super sorry for me yawning. If you are gonna do the pumpkin method of making money, please take a garden helper with you, a character that you assigned the task of gardening being their specialty, I guess is the best way to put it, because you will get more pumpkins and that means more profit by bringing them with you. Now for other tasks like mining and digging, I don't really bother to go seek out a specific character that has that special talent, because it's just like I just want to get this over with. I just want to get this done. But when it comes to making a profit in this game, I have been struggling for so long that I'm like, however I need to make money, I will do. So I bring a helper with me now when I harvest pumpkins so that I get the maximum amount of profit that I can. And this is a little found, I think I showed you guys in one of the old videos that I put this fountain in the literal middle of the forest. I just didn't know what to do with it. I made it and I was like, what do I do with this after I've made it? It's like, I'll just stick it here. I wasn't even thinking out, like, oh, maybe I should make this look pretty. I was just like, I made this. Where should I put it? I was experimenting with seeing what I could make and I was like, ooh, I can make this. So, anyway, that is how the pumpkin selling is gonna go. Harvesting pumpkins all over Dreamlight Valley because me, like an idiot, I have to have crops in all the different corners of the valley, which, yeah, that's just how I am. Oh my god, Boo is so cute! Look, oh! Their little face is so cute! I'm sorry, I'm a sucker for cute little animals. They're just so sweet. But anyway, oh, there goes a little gator. A little gator. Okay, I'm trying to remember what I was doing down here. Oh my god. Oh yes, that's right. Club renewal, that's right. I'm so absent-minded, y'all. I really need to get tested for like ADHD or ADD. I know I don't know enough about either of them, and it's not like this is a whim kind of thing. When I was growing up, I was taken to the doctor for something, and they were like, you are definitely on the spectrum, like you are definitely neurodivergent. Like, has your parent not ever taken you to get tested? Like, have you never had anyone test you for anything on the spectrum of neurodivergency? And I was like, no, what is that? And they're like explaining to me, and I was like, no, never. And then my parent came in and they were like, have you considered having her tested? Because she exhibits almost dead on all of these different traits. I would love to get her a diagnosis. And basically her response was, no, she's fine. She's just introverted. And then took me and left. And I never got a formal diagnosis. I don't know what brand of neurodivergent I am. I honestly don't know what the steps are to find that out. I feel like as an adult, I'm almost embarrassed because I feel like people would say I'm silly for wanting to get tested. I don't know. I don't even know who I would go to because I'm an adult now, and it's like, you know, I don't feel like I can advocate for myself, so I don't know. But anyway, if you ever wonder why I'm like flitting all over the valley, like not able to keep a thought in my head, I am neurodivergent. I just don't know what brand I am, but I do have an issue with my attention span, and I have a severe issue with my short-term memory. So please be patient with me as I try my best to navigate these tasks in the valley without forgetting what I was doing. I very much have Dory mentality. Look at all these pumpkins. You can stack them in stacks of 50. Okay, look how much money... Look how much money I just made from just selling pumpkins. From nothing else but pumpkins. Isn't that wild? That is wild to me that you can make that much just from that. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But I love it. I was also checking to see if Wally's garden has pumpkins, because I thought it was supposed to have every variety of vegetable, but it doesn't look like it does. I'm kind of surprised, honestly. Ooh, these are ready too! And Minnie is helping me make more profit. Nice. Very nice. Thank you, Minnie. You are a blessing, my dear. Thank you. Just snatch all these up. More pumpkins. Get more pumpkins. Pumpkin, pumpkin, pumpkins. Okay, Minnie. I need you to... Okay. Minnie! Minnie, I need you... No, I don't want to talk to you. No, I just need this... Thank you. All I needed was that pumpkin, so... Oh my gosh. Luckily I hoard all the fabric I make. I promised myself I would not just sell the fabric for money. So all the cotton that I've had,
Good to see you.
I have kept. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I can't quit yawning. It's 1 in the morning for me, so I apologize. But this is the only time I had to record in silence. But anyway, what I was trying to say is that anytime I grow cotton and I harvest it and use it on the workbench, I make it into fabric and I do not sell it. I have learned the hard way. Out of any resource you would need in order to turn into another resource, cotton is the worst. For me anyway. For me, it takes forever to grow. And then as soon as it is grown, you harvest it, okay. And then it only makes a little bit of fabric, which drives me crazy. So you have to buy a lot of it in order to make fabric. So luckily, as you can see on the screen, I had almost enough fabric. If I didn't, I would be spending all night doing nothing but growing that so that I could make fabric. Oh my goodness. Aw, cute little piggy. I love Bua. So sweet. I'm just walking off like, ooh, I wonder what's over there. As you can tell, I haven't really improved the valley much besides start that golden opal road that is down in the meadow. And that's because I just, 1, haven't had time because of all the tasks they want me to do, and 2, the resources, because it requires a lot of gold. And it is very rewarding making it and seeing like the valley starts to look more alive with things like all fixed and nice. I'm gonna fix all of this. The only thing I worry about is the roads get like eaten away at anytime like night thorns or big rocks like spawn in the valley. And the thing that bothers me is that it eats at the road, and the road doesn't, like, that piece of road doesn't wind up in your inventory. It's just poof, disappeared, gone. So then the reason why all that part of the valley is missing road everywhere, like patchy, and also everywhere else except where I've started to build a road, is because anytime something like the mushrooms or the night thorns or the rocks spawn, if they spawn on the road, they just eat that entire layer of road away, and it would be fine with me if you could repair it by just looking in your inventory of roads and going, oh, okay, there's all the pieces from when that rock spawned. But instead it's just gone, which that kind of reminds me in some ways of Stardew Valley, except in Stardew Valley the issue I have had and lots of players have had is decorating Stardew, decorating Pelican Town. Once you start decorating off your farm, you will have the characters run into the things you've placed. Now, instead of it, like, them just, like, you know, being, like, you know, question mark and then walk around it, they will insist on walking through it, and they'll get that little, like, you know, annoyed note over their head, and they will keep walking through it, and they basically destroy it. But it doesn't, like, destroy it as in, like, pop up on the ground for you to pick up, like how Minecraft, when you throw something out of inventory, it just floats there. It doesn't do that. They quite literally just plow it down and there's nothing left, which is super disappointing. So you have to map out all of your decorating according to where they walk, and that's kind of what this reminds me of, except I can't predict where a rock or a night thorn is going to spawn, so I just have to hope it's not on a road. And if it is, then I have to fix that road, I guess, which I have not done yet. Speaking of Toy Story, there was another piece of memory, and we're getting close to being done with that memory. I'm very happy about. I have not fully completed any of the memories except for one memory that I had to complete as part of a quest. But the rest of them are still not fully filled out. It's like puzzle pieces that I'm putting together one at a time. It's taking a while. I'm so absent-minded, I was just gonna run by all the rocks. Oh my god. I'm getting all that gold. And it also wants me to craft a red dye, which I will have to do. Running, running, running. Running. And I can't hold a thought in my head. Grab some berries. Gotta have snacks for the road. And they're still growing. I will say I do love Remy's house. His house is very classy. Although it did kind of confuse me because I don't know why he wouldn't just live in his chaise Remy because I think at the end of Ratatouille, didn't he also live like in the upper part of the restaurant? So, or maybe he didn't, but I thought that's what they were alluding to. So then I'm confused and I'm like, well, why doesn't he just live in his restaurant? But I will say his house is very nice. I think his house is supposed to replicate, excuse me, god damn, I can't quit yawning. I am so sorry.
Hey there!
I think his house is supposed to replicate his friend's house. The redhead boy. Why can I never remember his name? Like, I can always remember Remy, but I can never remember the redhead guy's name. That's awful. Honestly, to this day, I don't think I've ever seen an animated movie that makes food look as delicious as Ratatouille. I do remember his girlfriend's name. His girlfriend's name was Colette. Why the hell can't I remember his name? Do y'all follow Spencois on TikTok? I know people constantly compare Spencois to the dude from Ratatouille, but I can't freaking remember. Wait, now it's coming to me because we're talking about Spencois. Oh my god, his name was Linguini. That's right. The only reason I remember that is I can hear Spencer screaming in the back of my head. Stop telling me I look like Linguini from Ratatouille. I can literally hear his scream. Oh my god. Sorry, if you guys don't know who that is, you won't get why it's funny, but everyone keeps comparing him to famous movie characters like Napoleon Dynamite and stuff, and it's so funny. I absolutely love Spencois. Absolutely a treasure. But anyway, the point is, I couldn't remember Linguini's name. I don't know why I wanted to call him Emile. Isn't Emile Remy's brother? God, it's been so long. I need to rewatch Ratatouille. The fact that I can't remember names like this is just absolutely silly. I don't remember the restaurant guy, the owner, the chef. It wasn't Chef Gusteau, it was Chef Gusteau's understudy, the bad guy. What was his name? Honestly, I don't remember and I can't remember. So I guess it's not going to happen. My favorite is when the guy is trying to get Linguini drunk to reveal his secret about the rat. And he tries to get Linguini drunk off his ass. He successfully does. And he says, tell me about, do you like animals? Dogs, pigs, rats? And he's like, rats. And then eventually Linguini says, why do they call it that? And he's like, called what? And he's like, Ratatouille. It sounds like rat and patootie, which does not sound delicious. And I always remember that line now as an adult. And I'm like, oh my god, every time someone talks about Ratatouille, I'm going to be thinking of drunk Linguini. But the funny thing was, even though he was drunk off his ass and would tell him anything, he didn't even think to tell him about Remy. And it's funny that, like, the little chef gets, like, frustrated. He's like, oh, you know, he's, like, so mad and pissed off he can't get Linguini to, like, spill the beans. Such a good movie. Now, as you can see, we finally have crafted what we needed. And if you didn't notice, you probably did. I cut through some of the scenes of me getting all the materials because it just would have taken too long. So we skipped to the good part where I have everything and I made it. So we didn't get to see the part where I had to get squids and I had to get garnet to make the red ink. So if you wanted to see that, I apologize. However, that is the materials that you need. You can get squids from Glade of Trust and the garnet from the meadows. So anyway, now we just have to place the item for Minnie and then we're all good. Oh god. Jesus. Okay, I'm not going to leave this here very long. I'm just going to put it up to make her happy. I say that, I probably will be too lazy to take it down, even though it doesn't match the aesthetic of the front room that I want. Uh-oh. Oh no, my character's glitching, nothing's moving. Oh shit. This is not good. Oh my god, what the... Oh! Oh! There we go. Whew, the last second. The last second we get it. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to me ramble and watching this video. And I really do appreciate anyone who spends the time to watch my content and listen to me. Hopefully my mic quality was better today. I used my headset mic to see if that made a difference in the quality of the audio. I really hope that it did help. To me, at least, I hear a difference, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, please follow or at least leave a like if you can. I would super appreciate it. I am just now growing on YouTube. I am very much a newbie, and I am really trying my best out here to find nice people to watch videos of mine and hang out with and talk to. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next video.